Hello and welcome to On TV Cooking. We're glad to have you here today, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, pasta. And joining me in the studio is Andrew Lash. Andrew, welcome.
Hi, Marianne. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Andrew is here with us from Olivieri.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just take a look at these wonderful products. Oh, delicious. And Andrew, you can give us a little background and a little heads up on the Olivieri, because I've seen it, I've bought it as a consumer, and I love it. So what's the story? There's got to be an Italian family there someplace.
There's always a story.
Okay.
So, Olivieri, as a background, was established in 1957, and our story began when an Italian immigrant named Petronio Olivieri came to the shores of British Columbia and started producing fresh pasta out of almost a food truck.
This started in a food truck in Vancouver, in BC.
It sure did. It was pasta.
Great.
It was pasta only, and 60 years later, we're part of the Catelli Food Groups.
Okay, that name I'm familiar with as well. All right.
We're part of the Catelli Food Groups, and
but this is fresh pasta. Catelli is in a bag, right? Or
that's right. So Olivieri is fresh refrigerated pasta that can be found in your HMR section of your grocery store.
I find that they're in the deli, something like that.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's always refrigerated.
Always refrigerated.
Okay, great. So these products here that you've brought us are, now you've got the sauces and a variety of the pastas.
Absolutely. I'd love to tell you more about them.
Yes, please do.
So fresh pasta and sauce comes in a variety of flavors, and we'll start off with the pastas. So
Show me one.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So from a standard point, fresh pasta is normally filled. That's what is a main difference between dry and fresh pasta.
That's right, because I'll often buy like a tortellini or a ravioli.
Exactly.
Sometimes stuffed with meat or cheese.
Or a vegetable at that. So two examples right here are your spinach and ricotta cheese.
Okay.
And right here,
one of my faves,
is your 3-color cheese.
This is so popular. I love it. And it presents so pretty on the dish. So if I go to buy the plain one or this, I always tend to,
It does,
the kids like it
It kind
too.
of brightens up the dish.
Yeah, it does. What's the flavor in this one?
This is a combination of our 3 cheeses.
So that would be Parm.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, lots of Parm. I like that Parm. And it looks like a pecorino, ricotta, 3 different cheeses. And I love it. And they call it rainbow. Okay, that's fine. That's great.
Yeah, so in terms of, we also, in a filled pasta, we have cannelloni.
I love this.
So cannelloni is interesting because traditionally you would think that you would only put it in an oven for 45 minutes.
I do.
But what you also can do is actually put it inside of a skillet just with hot oil and fry it for maybe 5 minutes.
I've never done that yet.
Yeah,
but it sounds like I'm going to be doing it. You know how I do this? I get a lasagna pan, and we're going to do that in a little while. I get a lasagna pan, I put a little bit of sauce in the bottom, I stuff them with meat or cheese, but this saves me that, and it's all fresh ingredients, and I bake it for about a half an hour. Right? And then,
absolutely.
But now you're telling me to cut it up. Well, it almost looks like an appetizer.
It can be an appetizer. It'd be great for entertaining. And really, you cut that time from 35 to 40 minutes to just 5 minutes.
Oh, you're kidding. That's great. Oh, that's great for entertaining. And then would you put a sauce on it as well?
You can put a sauce. So the fun thing about our sauces is not only do they act as, a marinade for call it a cannelloni, but you can also put it in with fish. You can use one of our cream sauces below as a pizza sauce.
You know what else I'd like to? I like was this my favorite one? Creamy rosé. I love it, and I love it. I love it. Love it. And you've got a vodka sauce.
We do have a vodka sauce.
And you have a spicy one too.
Yes, we do. A spicy rosé.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So these can be. If I was going to cut up the cannelloni, why wouldn't I? Could I cut it up, warm this, and use this as a dip?
Very much so. And I can tell you it's delicious.
Score. Is that right?
It is.
It doesn't fall apart?
No,
Okay,
no, not at all.
good.
It all holds together very nicely. And actually, instead of having a little bit of a softer texture being baked on the skillet, it kind of crunches up a little bit.
Crunches. That's definitely on the. We are going to be doing that. That's for sure. But okay, here's my deal, and I like this one too. This is very good.
Yeah.
This is the what? It's a linguine. Okay.
Yep. So not only do our fresh filled pasta, or not only do our pastas come filled, they
Is there
also
a
come
sheet?
flat.
Yes.
So we have lasagna sheets, which are you're holding.
I like this.
They are oven
Now, do
ready.
I boil this first, or do I?
No, they are oven ready. Oven ready, 35 minutes to make your perfect lasagna.
Quite a few in there too. Okay, that's great. So I can do a meat or cheese lasagna. Just sauce the bottom of the plate, casserole, and then put these in, layer it as usual, but without going through the
Boiling process.
Because even when I make it by hand, Andrew, with the machine, and I even have an electric one, but even when I do that, I boil it. I blanch it, and then I let it dry. It's a bit of a procedure. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but this is going to save me a fair bit of time and 3 steps actually.
Yeah, I would say, we'll get to the conveniences of
this.
fresh pasta later, but convenience is definitely one of them.
Well, what is, like, why do I want to buy fresh pasta instead of pasta in a box or in a bag? What's the big pull here? I know it's attractive, but what's the deal?
Our fresh sauces are made with real cream, real
Okay.
Canadian cream.
Yeah, the sauces,
Our
okay.
tomato-based sauces are 100% fresh Canadian tomatoes.
Okay.
And from a pasta standpoint, all products are made with no artificial flavor, no artificial colors, and no artificial ingredients.
Well, that's what I want to know about. That's what I want to know. Like, what's the difference? Why do I want to buy a fresh pasta? So now you're telling me does it taste fresher? Yeah, probably.
Of course it tastes fresher.
Yeah.
As soon as you bite into that fresh, whether it be cheese or vegetable or meat, you know you're having fresh pasta.
Okay.
It's creamy, it's delicious, and it's just a whole other texture that is provided versus your dry pasta.
And this one is one of my absolute faves, gnocchi.
These are
Gonna be great.
These are delicious. So
The
they
skillet
are,
gnocchi. Yeah.
They are relatively new to the market. They come in 2 varieties. There's a regular and there's a cheese.
And a filled one, yeah.
The catch, no boiling whatsoever. It is a tear open and
All
put
right,
it in a
I'm
skillet.
in. Well, listen, when we come back, we're going to make a few things, okay?
Delicious.
And these gnocchis, by the way, have my name all over them. So. Okay, we're going to be back in a minute. Come back and join us in the kitchen where we're cooking some wonderful Olivieri pasta. We'll see you shortly. Yum. Welcome back to our kitchen here on TV. And now we're really going to get down into it with our guest, Andrew Lash from Olivieri. Let's say it together.
Olivieri.
Great. All right, now you've taken us through some history, what it's all about. Now, Andrew, what we've done here is cooked up some of the tre colore, or 3-colored pasta. It's a tortellini and a cheese.
It is.
Yeah. All right. And I've also heated up some of your fabulous, the vodka sauce. Oh, dear. Well, all right. So that's a meal in itself. But no, we're going to make a casserole. Now, I like to start, Andrew. This will be a baked dish. And this is what you were promoting, how nice it is to use this as convenience. Am I right?
Absolutely. Our fresh pasta cooks anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes on flat pasta and up to 5 or 6 minutes on a filled pasta.
Okay. So we're just putting a little bit, I put some olive oil first, a little bit of sauce. Now, what I like to do, and keep in mind if it's hot, that's a meal just like this. But this is a in forno. In forno is in the oven. Now, at this point, I've got about half of it in. I'm going to put a little bit of sauce, not too much because the pasta is very flavorful. A little bit of really good olive oil. And then between that and the top layer, we're going to, now what do you, is this how you do it this way too, pretty much?
This is it.
You're right. At this point, and the fresh cheese again is going to give it a great taste, isn't it?
It is, and it adds a nice little texture once it gets baked up too.
Just look at it. Yeah, that's a good point. It does. Now at this point, you could also put in some little meatballs.
Yes.
Or pieces of sausage. Okay, so let's just finish it up. Let's just take it home. And so how many minutes did you cook this tortellini? Because it's perfect and it's not falling, sticking together or anything.
This tortellini was cooked for 5 or 6 minutes.
Rapidly boiling water.
Rapidly boiling water. And if you actually take it from frozen, which are all of our fresh pastas can be frozen, you add an additional 1 minute of cooking time.
Okay. Frozen 1 minute more. Okay,
Exactly.
That's great. All right. So now here we have that. What I'm going to do now is, and the oven at about 350.
Perfect.
Okay. So here's how simple this is. And what I often do at this point is I can freeze it. That would be dinner for maybe 3, this size casserole here. Or 2, depending on how hungry you are. Now, got the oven set at 350. At this point, you can cook it just like this, because keeping in mind, these Olivieri pasta are totally cooked.
It's
totally cooked. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this aside, and I'm going to ask you to open the oven now. And I want to show you folks at home what we've got. Now put that aside. Now Andrew, yeah, go ahead. And then we're going to take this casserole and plate it right here. Okay, now do you want to take the lid off for me?
I'd love to. Mm-hmm. Mmm.
Oh.
That looks delicious.
All right, now here is a completed pasta. You can put some parsley. Now this is a bigger dish. So I'm going to give you this. You're going to give me that. Okay, let's do this. Look at that. So that's a deep layer. Okay, just like that. I bet you could eat that much.
Oh.
So let's put that down here. Now, I'm going to ask you to open the oven.
Of course.
And we're going to place this in, covered or uncovered. I want to get a crisp on this, so I'm going to leave it just like that, pop it in. And if you can just check that that's on at 350, we're going to turn it a little bit more that way. Yep, you got it. Perfect. Okay, now let's look up here. So this was made with the 3-colored pasta. Now I'm going to ask you to hand this one down to me. Yep. So I'm going to put this right over here. Now let's have a look at this. This is the cannelloni.
Exactly.
Now I cooked this with the tin foil. I'll put that right. Now have a look at that. Now this one was done with the rosé sauce. What I used more of a meaty sauce, a sausage, a spicier sauce with this one, and you can see that it's quite red. So everything here is from Olivieri.
Absolutely.
Just your fresh parm and a good olive oil.
Exactly.
That's it. Maybe a salad. That would be nice. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to use this plate here. Sure. Let's do that and save this because I've got something else to show you. Okay? Now here, take a look here. I'll just use the oven mitt. Now watch. Now these are the fully stuffed, which means I didn't have to do all that. There.
That's what we're about at Olivieri. Convenience, convenience, convenience.
Oh yeah, and taste, baby.
Oh, always
please.
Taste.
So what do you think of that? Now those are the two. So what I did with that, there's fresh cracked pepper on top. Okay, and then as I plate this, I'm just going to go ahead. I'll let you hold it.
Sure.
And I can see the spinach. Just a drizzle. Now, hold that thought. And I want us to, actually, we're going to put it right down here. And let's have a look inside. Just take a look at that stuffing. Now, can everybody see? Take a good look, because it isn't going to be there long.
That is spinach and fresh ricotta.
Oh, that is just amazing. That is just, I think that's got our names all over it. What do you think?
I think so. I can hardly wait.
All right, so we've got 2 of them here. Now I'm just going to put this aside because we've got something different. I'll hand you that. There's another one, and it might be one that some of us aren't that familiar with. Now, what's the name of this pasta?
These are called gigante. They're
Gigante.
Gigante. And they're called gigante for a reason.
Okay.
We just cooked, as you showed, a tortellini casserole. And this is your size of an average tortellini.
Okay, look now. Let's have a look. Okay.
Nice,
yeah,
small,
that's right.
Of course, right? This now is a gigante.
Is that ever gigante? Wow.
It is filled with 27 grams of filling versus your traditional 3 to 4.
Okay.
So it packs a powerful punch and makes a great appetizer when you're hosting.
So I don't want to have a whole plate of this, do
Exactly.
I? No. All right. So let's have a look. Here we go. So this is what you'd call, you boil them for how long?
You boil them for 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay. And then they're pretty much ready to go.
They're ready to go.
All right. So I'm going to use a big plate for my presentation. Okay. I think 3.
I think 3 is
All right.
perfect.
What's in them?
This one is a prosciutto.
You're talking my language.
Absolutely.
How's that? Nice present?
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay. All right. So I could drizzle some sauce on this.
You could drizzle sauce. You could drizzle olive oil. You could even do a little bit of balsamic as well.
I'm going to. Now, I've used a really good olive oil and a little bit I just love doing this, don't you? It's so much fun. Okay, that's my presentation, because when they cut into it, they can then, they've got that bit of sauce on the side. So now, Andrew, all I want to do is continue just adding a little bit of cheese. Also, what I could do, I don't know if you've done this before, you can do it with a vegetable grater.
Oh.
Okay, so just shavings on the side, and believe me, they'll go. What do you think? What do you think of that?
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right. What about a little bit of basil?
Of course, for a pinch of color.
Yeah. Okay. Just wherever. Yeah. And if you've got basil that you're not too crazy about the look, roll it up, slice it, and just let it drop. So that sounds fantastic. And now we've come to my favorite part of the show. Where is the fork? There. All right. Now we're going to cut this in half, because we've just turned. Now this is the
Smoked prosciutto gigante.
Mm-hmm. See, and it even shows a bit of color on it. So there's the smoked prosciutto. That's what's in here. I need to know what that looks like. And I like the amount that's in there too, just enough.
Absolutely, 27 grams.
Okay. Let's cut this open. Now, is everybody hungry at home now? Mm-mm. Look at that, and see how the drizzle sits on that.
Perfectly.
Yeah, it does. It does. All right. So here we go. And that's smoked prosciutto. There's some cheese in there. Is it?
Smoked mozzarella.
All right. All right. I know you're at home. I know you're probably like this. I'm going to taste it for you.
And absolutely delicious.
Andrew, you got such a winner. I'm just going to reach over here. I can't be selfish.
Oh, thank you.
Pardon me. What an amazing presentation. This is such a fabulous presentation. Tasty. It's going to be light. And you know what? 3's the perfect number.
3.
What do you think?
Absolutely. Not too few, not too many. Served as an appetizer. Looks great, tastes great, and spells convenience.
Oh, and it does. It really does. I'm really happy with the whole presentation. Now, we're all going to run out and buy them. Where are we going to find all this?
You can find this at any major grocery store, Canada-wide.
Okay, so you pretty much covered them all.
I think so.
And but I'm not going to find it in the where I buy spaghetti, the spaghetti aisle. No.
This will not be found in your dry grocery aisle.
All right, okay.
This is, like we said, found in the refrigerated section of your HMR department.
Okay. What does HMR mean?
It means home meal replacement. So they're normally either cooked or pre-cooked.
All right.
Let's
have a look at this again. All right. So let's go to the deli, and I see the difference. So here we have this, which is great. These meals are great because now's the time of year. Kids are going to hockey practice, all this. Something like this is going right in the freezer. So you got a big difference here. This for an elegant dinner, if that's going to be a first course, and then you're going to have some nice veal or chicken marsala, something like that. That's your first course, 1 or 2. I'm up for 2.
I'm up for 2.
I'm up for 2. And then this is an appetizer.
Easy for entertaining.
You've really nailed it. Let's take a peek in there and see what's going on. Yeah. We've got this cooking again. Now, once it's cooled, pop them in the freezer, and you've got a homemade meal. So it's not fast food. It's good food fast.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, well, you can have that one. And I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm going to have a look at this. And this is nice and hot, too. It makes a really, really great presentation. What do you think? Do you think I should give it a... This is, again, the spinach. Do you make other... It's spinach?
This is spinach and ricotta.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also prosciutto as well.
2 flavors?
2 flavors.
Okay. Nice big box, I think. Oh, here it is. Oh, let's have a look at that.
Yep, there it is.
Thank you.
Like you said. So this was, like we said, the traditional method of a baked cannelloni.
It almost looks like a cannelloni, a lasagna pan, you know?
Almost.
I know. Well, Andrew, you've sold me. I love it. I love the whole thing. I love to cook, and I love to make it easy. So I just really want to say thank you for bringing all this simple, elegant, nutritious, and certainly delicious food to our attention. And I want to thank everybody at Olivieri. And I want to thank that guy for coming over 60 years ago. He did a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me,
Will
Mary
you come
Ann?
back and visit us again sometime? Please do. What will we make then? That's just super. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching another great edition of On TV Cooking. I'm Mary Ann Amodeo. Please join me again next time where we'll have some delicious surprises for you. See you then. Bye-bye.